Thank you. And joining me now for reaction to Andy Puzder is the president of the Service Employees International Union, Mary Kay Henry. Thank you, Mary Kay, for your time.
Good to be with you.
I know we focused a lot on the fact that Puzder is against raising the federal minimum wage, but that is in line with what the president-elect said as well. So that should not come as a major surprise. This notion, though, of using foreign workers, which is a part of the Breitbart criticism of this selection, as well as the idea, and Kellyanne Conway may say that it was just kind of an off the cuff, but the automation of industry using robots, if you will, kind of what we saw in Detroit and other manufacturing cities where the American worker is eliminated. How do you believe the people who voted for Trump, working class workers, will respond to that?
I think they're going to ask the question about how this is a step forward in unrigging the system that doesn't work for working people. Donald Trump committed to unrigging the system, and putting Andy Puzder in charge of the Labor Department further rigs a system against workers.
What do you mean rig the system against them specifically?
Well, he's a corporate CEO that has driven the race to the bottom, and he has helped make the case that low-wage poverty work through fast food in this country is the business model that helps grow our economy. And what we know is 64 million workers are living and working more than full-time in poverty in this country, and this corporate CEO has led the way on driving the race to the bottom, violating wage and hour laws. There's a $20 million fine against his company in California, and he's being asked to serve in the part of government that's supposed to stand up and protect workers' ability to get paid for every hour that they work.
So what leverage do you believe that unions like yours have to perhaps try to have some influence on the president-elect? If he's selected this person, Donald Trump is a businessman, this person appeals, it seems, to him because he falls into that quote-unquote jobs creator category that Trump refers to so much. So what leverage do you believe the union would have if this nomination is not blocked, if he's confirmed?
Well, I think millions of workers are going to join the Fight for 15 in a union and make it crystal clear that we aren't backing down from our vision for this country, that when you work hard for a living, you ought to be able to lead a decent life. And that's not true for over half of the American workforce at this point. And corporate CEOs like Puzder are the ones that have made that possible over the last 40 years of driving the race to the bottom, paying nothing, not allowing people to have a schedule that they can raise their families on. And the Fight for 15 in a Union movement is going to grow and make it crystal clear that we deserve better in this country.
But let me ask you, again, going back to my question, how does the ball move forward? We've watched here, and I've covered them for 2 years now, the fast food workers here in New York, all around the country, protesting for higher wage with very little success. These fast food restaurants claim, for example, that if they are going to pay workers more, that means what we consume will cost more when we walk into the restaurants. There's no proof of that. But now you have Congress controlled by Republicans. You have this new president and potentially this new labor secretary who's on record. How do you move the ball forward? Do you have any power and influence right now?
We think collective action has made incredible changes for people all throughout the whole history of this nation, and we're going to expand our collective action. 20 million people have gotten more money in their pockets, Tamarin, because of the Fight for 15 in a union. California and New York lifted their wages to 15. 10 million other workers have gotten $1 or $2 because of minimum wage increases, either through collective bargaining or city or state action, or even this past election, 4 parts of the country voted minimum wage increases. And so I think that we're going to see that when people continue to organize and join together, we can make incredible change, and we want to raise wages and create good jobs in this country. And Andy Puzder, the Labor Secretary, and Donald Trump are going to have to contend with that.
Mary Kay Henry, thank you so much for your time.